If you're looking at moving to Lincoln, Nebraska, you've probably seen and watched a dozen videos or more telling you how incredible the parks and trails are, the great neighborhoods, clean and safe streets, how affordable housing can be. But let's be real, nowhere is completely perfect. I've lived in Nebraska my entire life and Lincoln for 20 years, and today I'll give you the unfiltered truth. So these are the honest cons of living in Lincoln that you wouldn't know until you actually get here. Starting with a major infrastructure quirk that will totally derail your commute if you happen to pick the wrong neighborhood. So if you're coming from a massive metro like Denver, LA, or Chicago, you really will probably laugh at what we call rush hour here. But Lincoln has a different kind of evil, and it's an infrastructure trap. Well, we don't have a major expressway that cuts through the center of town, so any major road construction can really throw off normal flow of city traffic. To understand why these closures are such a headache, you kind of have to understand how Lincoln is laid out. For the most part, the city is on a really simple, predictable grid, especially closer into the downtown, the older part. Well, if you're traveling east to west, streets are alphabetical. Out south, there are A Street and goes north all the way up to Y Street. Now, the exception is O Street, and this is our main thoroughfare cutting through the whole city as our main east-west artery. Then if you're going north to south direction, those streets are numbered with 9th and 10th on the west. That will bring you right into downtown from Interstate 180. But then north-south corridors you'll use are still 9th and 10th, 27th, 56th, I think it's 84th. Anyway, once you get right into downtown, we also have a lot of one-way streets to navigate, so you got to be mindful of that as well. It's a beautiful, easy-to-learn grid system, but then construction can really break it. Well, as in many places, Lincolnites rely heavily on their cars. You won't spend hours commuting like you would in a massive city, but relative to Lincoln's size, you will definitely have a headache with those daily bottlenecks. For instance, right now on O Street, our main east-west artery, it's undergoing a massive overhaul that has traffic snarled, especially right downtown for Project O Street. Then at the same time, a major stretch of 27th Street is entirely closed for water main updates and new paving. Well, that stretch runs right through the Country Club neighborhood, and even though it's only 2 lanes, it's used so much all the time. Now that closure has forced a ton of traffic to shift over to 14th Street to the west, or 33rd to the east, and so those routes are really bottlenecks now too. Then 56th Street was closed for resurfacing last year. It opened back up, but then to finish work that couldn't be done in the winter, it's closed again for a while. Well, that's a never-ending shell game. But the absolute biggest transit headache is actually the rail lines. So if you live on the north side, you have to deal with Burlington Northern Santa Fe main line of railroad running parallel along Cornhusker Highway, and now we have a massive $125 million viaduct that is going to take Cornhusker Highway over 33rd. Well, that's awesome, but it's going to lock up that corridor until 2031. And if you think staying on the south side saves you, well, think again, because parallel to our major Highway 2 that kind of skirts along the edge of town, there was a rail line that was closed for 20 years, but then a new contract brought coal trains to an electric plant, which really screws us up sometimes on 27th and 56th. And so anyway, sometimes we have to wait on trains, and that keeps your commute at a standstill. When I help people relocate, we don't just look at houses, we map out the daily commute relative to these tracks. So if your job's on one side of Highway 2 and your dream home is on the other, you need to know exactly what your morning commute's gonna look like. Well, speaking of driving out south, you also have to mentally prepare yourself for what I joke as the Yankee Hill Gauntlet. So if you drive the east-west Yankee Hill Road out south, you're gonna hit roundabout after roundabout. There's like 6 or 7 of them stacked up. Locals are finally starting to get the hang of navigating them, but if you aren't used to yielding every single mile navigating that loop of loops, will drive you crazy. And I am curious too, if you're watching this and you live in Lincoln, drop a comment below. Are you on Team Roundabout or do you absolutely hate them? Because sometimes I'm on the fence. Well, our next big con is the climate, specifically what our weather extremes do to our roads and daily life. We get the experience of all 4 seasons here, which I really love. Well, summer is thick, heavy humidity, and can be very hot, but winter can also bring a wind-whipped cold, especially in January and February. We can have a 130 degrees difference from the season. So anyway, if you live in a quiet neighborhood, you need to know how snow removal actually works here. The city does a great job clearing the main roads quickly, but those side streets and neighborhood roads, kind of a lower priority. So if we get a major snowstorm, you're going to be navigating some deep, icy streets, possibly ruts, and have snow-packed ice for days maybe after the plows come, because it's just gonna freeze thaw. So when I help people with their home search, I'm not just looking at paint and carpet and how worn out it is. We want to look at how drainage is, the grading of the land, trees, and if they're gonna dump tons of leaves in the gutters, and just how things are gonna handle the freeze-thaw cycle. It really takes a toll on your property. You gotta know what to look for. Well, the third con that could really shock people relocating is the daily pacing. Well, Lincoln's a premier, thriving college town, but unless it's a Husker game day in the rail yard district, the city really rolls up its sidewalks pretty early. So if you're a night owl, a shift worker, or just someone used to grabbing late night grocery run, or a good meal at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, you might have some limited options. We just don't have a ton of 24-hour stuff open up. So, well, for families, this could really be a pro. It gives Lincoln just a safe, peaceful, kind of smaller town pacing that makes it just an awesome place for family and kids. But if you're moving here from a 24/7 metro, that early closing culture is probably going to catch you off guard. So you just have to learn to plan ahead. Well, at the end of the day, every single city has structural flaws and quirks, and to Lincoln's credit, the city is actively growing to fix these pain points, but it just takes time and patience. So for example, the South Beltway expansion has done wonders for diverting a ton of semi-truck traffic away from the city, away from Highway 2, away from O Street. And for the vast majority of people that I help relocate, our parks, top-tier schools, safety, all the things that you get for your money are really gonna outweigh those potholes and train delays. But I gotta give you the unvarnished truth before you pack up your whole life to come here. So if you're planning a move to Lincoln, though, and want a partner who will give you the straight, honest facts about every neighborhood, school district, transit corridor, and be the devil's advocate when you think you found the house that you can't live without, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We definitely should talk. My contact info is here on the screen and down in the description. You can shoot me a text or give me a call, send me an email. I've definitely got your back when making the move to Nebraska. So now that you know the honest cons, you ought to watch my video on the cost of living right here to see if the price tag is going to really make all these trains worth it. Anyway, I really appreciate you checking this out. That's what I got for today. I wanted to give you some information about just, you know, maybe the cons of Lincoln. So until next time, I'm Ryan, and I will see you on the next one. So.